rice into the oil first to get that going.
Hank, are you done explaining this? I want to eat.
Alright, I'm pumped. I'm super excited today, Jay. You know why? Because there's food on the table. You're exactly right. It's vegan recipe time, so let's definitely start out with a nice simple soup, because I know for us, soup's kind of a uncharted territory, and this is definitely some territory that we want to charter.
Definitely chartering, putting our markers down, what's good, what's not. But one thing we haven't found, whole ingredients are the way to go in keeping it simple.
Okay, now this soup is near and dear to my heart, and I'll tell you why. Because it's September right now, and tomatoes grow so well up here, and they're so in season. We stopped by the local gardener, would you say? A garden. We'll go to the local garden, picked up some fresh tomato, fresh basil, fresh parsley. We have all our fresh ingredients, and this soup is ready.
Keep it simple. Well, how much is it? There's about 15, 20 tomatoes there, I'd say.
Yeah, you definitely do not have to make this much, but this is all they had, so I decided to pick it all up. And I just want to say that we are going to be having our recipe with the rice today. You definitely do not have to have it with rice, but I know since you're a high carb, low fat vegan, you're gonna want the rice, you're gonna want the carbs, so get it in, and let's do this. So let's get it started. Let's go. So step one, I'm gonna be cutting out all the stems of the tomatoes. I don't want to be crunching into any of those.
I want my teeth, sensitive. It's not happening.
And we're gonna be chopping them up roughly into quarters, and we're gonna be throwing them in the blender, and that's gonna take care of that.
Can you show us how it's done with one of them?
I'm just gonna be cutting around the outside. Pop it right out there. Bam.
Chop it up.
Quarters, pretty simple.
Throw in the bin.
Throw in the bin.
And then,
rinse and repeat.
And then, so we also have our basil over here. We're gonna be taking the stems off the basil first. So we're just gonna chop it up, lay it down. You can chop it on both ends. Put the stem on one side, put the basil on the other. Do this with a couple of leaves here. Prep it for the oil and the garlic. But we'll save that for step 2.
We're ready for phase 2. We got everything prepped. We got our tomatoes chopped up. We got our parsley, our basil, everything ready. The garlic's all chopped up. Time to take it over to the pot. So this is where the fun starts. We're over to the oven here. We got our element here just below medium here. Got your oil in the bottom of the pan. Make sure everything sizzles right. And we got our water going for the rice. You're gonna want everything to finish around the same time. So we're gonna wait for that to warm up for just a little bit, and then we're gonna add our parsley or our basil stalks and our garlic. Snap, crackle, pop! You ready to go? Let's put the garlic in. Got the stalks in there. We'll let that go for about 1 or 2 minutes, and then we'll take it from there. You can go in here for a couple minutes. Everything's looking right. Time to add the tomatoes. Okay, just right there. It's got some weight to it. Alright, gotta be careful here. I'm just gonna... Tomatoes in, we're gonna add the rest of our basil parsley on top. Alright, we're gonna add about 1 cup of water here. Alright, we got our water here, put that in. Alright, now that we got our water added, you're gonna wanna give it a stir every once in a while until the tomatoes break down. Definitely want to turn up that heat, maybe around roughly 10 minutes, but we'll play it by ear until we know for sure. The water's warming up for the rice. Everything's gonna be finished around the same time. It's all coming together. Alright guys, so we got a lot going on. We got the water boiling. I forgot one ingredient, the sea salt. You're definitely going in there. Probably roughly around a tablespoon. Don't want to put it, definitely don't want to be putting in too much. So let's get the rice in there.
Genius.
Perfect. It's all coming together. I know I told you guys it'd be roughly 8 to 10 minutes since we have so much. It was roughly about 15 to 20, so depends on how much you're making, but you can tell with the consistency of the tomatoes, like they're pretty soft. It's all watered down and everything. So now we're just gonna take it, put it in the Vitamix.
Hey, you want to give that one more stir for the camera?
One more stir to show you guys the awesomeness, the commingling A little bit of party going on.
Kind of broken down a little bit, but we're gonna finish the job here. Watch out.
Watch them, man. Real thin.
Dangerous. It's highly concentrated.
All right, let's mix this party madness. Yeah, let it go for a minute. Maybe turn up the intensity. Woo! See that? Really? That's cool. Just keep going and keep blending. Reload and refill.
Round two.
Round 2, baby.
Woo! Like, Get a little sauce in the lens there.
Ooh. Finally done. We got both pots steaming. Let's serve this up. Smells amazing. Boom. Boom. Hey, you did it. You said you would. You made me some Jay, you know, I deliver on my promises, you know? And to tell you, with a recipe this simple, it was not that hard at all. But I just want to say on the side, you can have it with or without the rice. But knowing you guys are high carb, low fat, you're definitely gonna want the rice to pack in those carbs.
Yeah, the tomato by itself, delicious. So the only reason I put the rice in was just for added calories. Got to carb up. Had a busy day, so we got to keep eating, packing in the carbs.
And like you guys saw, it was the most of the work was in the prep, cutting the tomatoes, doing the parsley and the basil, and always make sure to put in the garlic and the parsley, basil leaves into the oil first to get that going.
Hank, are you done explaining this? I want to eat.
I'll tell you what, you have to make sure you add the tomatoes and cook them down first before you put them in the blender, or it's just not going to taste right, and I want to get that point across.
I'm sorry.
Are we good now?
Can we
covered all our bases?
Can we try it?
All right. Let's have a bite.
Come on, guys. Let's do this.
Get on here. It's hot, Jay.
It's way different than canned soup. I'll tell you right now. You can tell the freshness is there. Since we use our own tomatoes and made our own tomato sauce, the flavor's coming through right away.
Definitely garden fresh. You're gonna want to do that every time. This is amazing.
Oh, the parsley, the garlic, the flavor's busting out of this.
And just for me now, once this camera goes off, I'm gonna cut a couple of these up because I love my heat. I love my spice.
So it's spice soup, rice and eggs for life,
and it's fruits and veggies for the win.